welcome back to my shed here in Derbyshire, and today I'm going to show you how to do a natural edged vase. So here you can see the piece I'm going to be turning the vase from, and you can see I've already been cutting some of the base off here. I'm going to continue to do that. The vase is going to sit in this sort of area here where you can see I've marked out in the dust, and I'm going to leave this top natural edge as the mouth of the vase, the very top edge of the vase, at this chamfered angle, which should look nice. So what I need to do now is continue to cut this off and then drill a hole in the base so that my chuck can get a grip of this thing. So here you can see the cut off now, and I've drilled the hole in the bottom. It bounced out once. You can see this, but that's all going to be waste, as is this actually. So I'm going to now mount this on the lathe, and again with it in a static configuration, I'm going to take these corners off with my carving tool, because I don't really fancy trying to spin this up as it is. It would be a bit epic. So I've got some trimming up to do now, just to let it rotate, because at the moment it won't rotate past the tailstock here. So I'm just going to cut that off. That'll allow that to rotate, and then I'm going to rotate it round and clean off this far edge, which will then allow the whole thing to rotate. But I'm going to take off these corners again with the carving tool, so I'll show you that. So I'll carry on doing that, and you can see where I've taken the corners off, but I'll carry on doing that until I get it a lot more round, and then I'll worry about the balance, because obviously this is going to be a lot more heavier because it's fresh air here, but I need to keep that slope on the piece. So I may need to put a lead weight in the bottom here just to balance things up. We'll see how we get on. So again, I'm wearing my protective gear, and I'm just going to finish off now removing the bulk of the material that I need to get off with this carving tool. Right, so I've got the lathe going backwards. Just a little bit more to do here. So you can see that's got the bolt shaping done. I now need to get the rest in here and start turning it properly. Okay, so here you can see in a bit more closer detail what I've been doing. I've now removed the tailstock, so it's all on the chuck now, so make sure I'm going forward, low speed, just make sure it's not going to catch or anything, and it is just clear there. And so I'm now going to turn this and put a nicer finish on it and a slightly deeper cut here, and you can see how eccentric it is after I've removed the tailstock. And I just want to gently get it back into true before I speed the lathe up again. And again, I'm watching the horizon over here for the cut, especially in this area where it's only cutting for about, well, as I come further up it'll be less and less, but it's only a small percentage of the actual rotation when I'm actually doing a cut. When you're doing this kind of cutting where you're cutting it just on a partial turn of the piece, it is actually better to go as fast as you can. At the moment it's a little bit too far from the chuck. So I've brought the tailstock back up now. Now I've done a little bit of work here, just need it to be clear for the rest, and I'm just going to try and put a bit more shape into this now. Move the rest now, finish the base off. So now what I need to do is I need to carve out this area here so that I've got this same curve all the way around the natural edge. So I'm just going to carve away. I've already done a little bit here, you can see that I've been carving it away, and I'm going to sand this to give myself this nice curve up to the natural edge all the way round. And I just need to take away this material, and the easiest way to do that again is with the carver, so I'll get on with that. So now you can see that I've taken out quite a lot of the material there just to give me this nice scoop up to the edge, and I've changed over my blade now to a sanding disc, which I'm then going to refine this surface a little bit more. So I'll do that now. I'll get progressively finer grits on here and hopefully get this down to a nice shape. Okay, so you can see I've been refining the surface now. Now I'm just going to use my sanding drum and do a little bit more work and try and get this curve a little bit nicer here, and also try and work up on this head, the edge here, just to give it a nice curve out to the natural surface. So let's do that. So that's another stage done. You can see it's starting to take shape now. I'm just going to use this high-speed multi-tool with some 80 grit just to refine the surface even more, and then I'll start working up the grits on this, and once I get to here I can spin the thing back up again and work on it to get a bit of a better surface. But I think I'll run my chisel over this first just to clean up this surface before I start sanding. Let's get on with that. Okay, so a bit further on now, I've sanded a lot of the surface. There's a bit more to do, but you can see I've started to sand out the shape. See, I've still got some edges to work on here, and I'll do that with the drum sander. But there's little tear out areas here, even though it was done with the sander. And again, quite rough paper, 80 grit, just working away at this by hand, and I'll clean it up later with a sanding drum with some finer stuff on it. But eventually it'll all end up looking nice and smooth, and I'll take out all these lines. And again, when you're sanding by hand, I always go with the grain, which is obviously not what happens when you're sanding with the piece spinning. Just try to get all the imperfections out of the surface. It'll take some time, take some patience, but you get this really nice kind of picture type shape out of it. You have to be very careful when hollowing out, because this is quite a sharp edge on the front here. Okay, you can see now that I've sanded this surface up. It's about 400 grit at the moment, but it will go higher. And you can see that I've set up now and just done a quick test cut onto the end here. And as you can see, it's quite you've got to be paying quite good attention here to do this, because you do not want to get your finger mixed up, or your hand or your palm mixed up with this edge as it cuts across here, because it will just slice you open. So you've got to be very careful going in here now. So it's a case of just working in slowly, taking a bit away at a time, and going as deep as you dare.